Yo, what's good YouTube, man? Welcome back to the Rainbow Six Siege Tips Guys tutorial. Today's Tips Guys tutorial, we're going to be talking about defender tips that actually matter and that are useful. Now, before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel and you want to get better at the game, this is the channel for you. So, want to subscribe, put post notifications on, and I'll guarantee you that you either enjoy the content or you get better at the game. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. So, pretty much, the defender tip number one that we're going to talk about, and this goes from all the way from beginners all the way to the best of the best, right? And that is, you always want to have a rotate of any kind when it comes to sight. Almost every map on every site you need to rotate. And now why? Pretty much this allows fluid movement in between the sites as a defender and allows you to have more control of the map. Now as a defender, you want to have more control of the map than you do than the attackers, because what this allows you to do, this allows you to be more freely and less claustrophobic. Now imagine if nobody played garage on this side right here, CC and cash, and nobody played construction, and your whole team was just inside, and maybe you had run roamer downstairs and bar. Now notice, that means you either have 2 people in this room and 2 people in this room. Now what that does, this is just an example by the way. Now what this does is that meaning this pretty much allows the attackers to pretty much just walk in everywhere they want, come through the window, come through the wall, come through the stairs, and come through the construction. And now for the defenders, there's only so much cover that you have to play that site, meaning that you can either play this right here, and that means 2 people are probably playing right here, and there's no rotate, and this wall most likely probably is going to get open, and now you have people running around in angles that can't be held because pretty much everything is open, and wherever you sit at, you're mostly going to get shot at. If you're sitting here, somebody can see you through the window. If you're trying to play here, somebody can see you through the window. If you're trying to play here, somebody can come up the red stairs. Now all that's saying is basically just to say that it's harder to play the site when there is no rotate and there's everything is closed off outside of it. And that's a big problem with a lot of beginner players or people in lower ranks, is that they don't understand that you can extend the room of the site, meaning that I know the bomb is here, I know the bomb is in cash and CC, but would it benefit me to play garage? Yes it will, because this allows you as a defender to be more spread out, not too spread out, just enough to where you can pretty much defend the everywhere around the site. The site is important, but the room right next to the site is as most as important too, with that being the site. So, and now what that does is that means you have the rotate, meaning that you can have somebody playing the stairs, watching the door. You can have somebody in here, meaning that it's almost impossible for you to just walk right in without shooting the guy that's here or the guy on red stairs. Or meaning that if you want to come through the breach, you have to worry about the guy type Raptors who has an angle on you. Or if you want to come to the window, the guy who is pretty much playing the window or playing the rotate right here, and it's going to make it harder for you to just pretty much walk in as a defender. Now, the next defender tip we're going to talk about is pretty much how you're supposed to roam. Now, as a roamer, your job is to waste as most time as possible and hopefully get some frags. Now it's not always guaranteed, but it's best. That's how you want to roam. You want to get kills, and you want to stop the attackers from pushing the site. Now the whole point of the roamer, the whole objective of the roamer, is to release pressure from the site and make the attackers feel unsafe to pretty much do anything. Meaning that if they come in this building, there's going to be a roamer playing in the vicinity to where they can't just walk in and freely push site. That's what the defender is supposed to do. Make the attackers pretty much scared and worried about that roamer. Like, they're not just gonna push in, you know what I'm saying? Push in bar, push in stock, push in lounge without the feel of another player that could possibly kill them. Because imagine if they play much the outside of the site. That means everybody would be in the site, and that would be claustrophobic. So you always want to have a roamer. Now we're on to the next defender tip. When you're choosing your operator when it comes to defense, you always want to have the essential. Now, depending on the site, you always gonna need a bandit, mute, or kaid, one or the other. And it comes down to you being you as a person, if you're gonna be selfish or not. Because there's a lot of rounds I play it where people just want to pick whoever they want, which is fine. You have the, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna tell you what to do and what not to do, but in benefit of if you want to win or not, you definitely want to pick the op that makes sense for the team. Meaning you want to bring the Jaeger if no Jaeger. Meaning if the site needs it, you want to bring the kaid, the bandit, or the mute, whichever one works, right? And it's as simple as that. You always want to bring the essentials on whatever site you're playing, because it's different for each site. Now on this site, just for an example real quick, you would definitely bring a Jaeger. Why? Because either they have a Maverick or they have nades, and most 9 times out of 10 they might nade drone hole, make a Maverick hole, and nade this, and that's easy denial. And the whole point of that Jaeger is to pretty much slow that down. Even though they might get the wall open regardless, it slows down time. It makes the attacker have to make that decision late round to pretty much just push in, which is easy frags. Now the next tip we're going to be talking about as a defender is pretty much how you choose to play. Now, as a defender, there's a simple thing. One simple thing that you have to understand is that you are a defender, and you do not have to play aggressive as attackers. Why? Because you're not on a time limit. The attackers are on a time limit to plant the bomb or kill everybody. Meaning that late round, you don't have to play that aggressive, because you're not the one that is in the position of losing. The other team is, because they don't have the bomb down, nor have they killed everybody. So meaning, if there's 30 seconds left, and the wall's open, just for an example again, the wall's open and the window's open. As a defender, 30 seconds left, you do not want to be swinging the wall like this and playing this position. Why? Because it's not necessary. It is not necessary. Now what you should do is hold an angle on the wall, hold an angle on the window, and 9 times out of 10 there's probably going to be holes in this wall, but it's not guaranteed. Or you want to be holding an angle. You're not supposed to be the one swinging out in the open. Now in some situations you do have to make that decision, but normally you don't have to be that aggressive player that runs and just starts running around like a loose goose, because they see the time's running low. But it takes 7 seconds to plant, if I'm not wrong. That's enough time to pretty much hear and establish when to push, not to push early. Now I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all want to see more Rainbow Six Siege tips, guys, tutorial, let me know in the comment section below. If you have any special recommendations, let me know in the comment section below. We're mad close to 1,000. Sub up if you haven't already. And as usual, have a good day. And it's Jobby, and I'm out. Love for the ghetto, love for the hood, love for the people that turn them bad into good.